Hey guys, Merry Christmas again. Here we are in Hal Leonard's book 2. We're at page 11 in your book if you've got a standalone book 2. And we're on Angels We Have Heard on High. It's very kind of the publisher to provide us with Christmas songs, and we would probably skip this in real life if we were at this time of year, which is right now as I'm recording this, the month of May. We'd probably put it aside and save it until Christmas and return to it later, but we might as well get it now because we have no idea when you're actually going to be looking at this, if you're looking at it at all. We're in the key of D. We've just left this section on syncopation and they're introducing one new idea. The concept they're introducing here is that of first and second ending. If you've been with me at all, you know about these. We've run into them in a lot of the auxiliary material we've run into. But if you haven't run into this before, and if you're coming into this and just for the first time finding these videos and you're just beginning on guitar, please grab the playlists and get back to lesson 1. This should be a 3 or 4 year program up to the point I'm on right now, where you start off on lesson 1 and learn the very basics of guitar, from the open string names and note reading and the first chords on. Here we see we're in the key of D. We know that that has F sharps and C sharps. We know that the major scale is built on the steps whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. The book has left syncopation but has started to play in the key of D, so that's why this one's introduced here. In the key of D, the 1, 4, and 5 chords, the primary chords, are D, G, and A. D, G, and A. A can be an A7. As the dominant chord, when it gets a 7, it's called the dominant 7. There's 2 ways to do that. Well, there's infinite ways, but in this position there's 2. And it brings us back to D. The 2 chord would be E minor, the 3 chord F sharp minor, and the 6 chord, the relative minor, is B minor. In this song we do have the E minor and A7. This is a 2, 5, 1. That's the 2-5-1 cadence, or jazz cadence, where the 2 is leading us down 5 scale steps to the A, the 5, which leads 5 scale steps down to the D. We're using a secondary dominant. B's are supposed to be minor in the key of D. But we use a B7 here, which takes us out of key. It's the 5 chord of the E, so it's borrowed from the key of E to lead us to that E, which is leading us to the A, which is leading us to the D. That's called a secondary dominant. You've seen that as well if you've been following through these lessons and they've accumulated for you. A 5 chord, a dominant 7, borrowed from another key, used as a descending resolution to a chord other than 1. In this case it's resolving to the 2, so this is the 5 of the 2, which leads us to a 2-5-1 in D. So that borrowed chord is called a secondary dominant. The 5 chord is the dominant chord. With a 7 on it, it's the dominant 7. Any other version of that is probably a secondary dominant. To save time, I've written the first line and told you just to play it twice. I didn't write it out twice because I'm too lazy, and I didn't use a repeat sign because I want to reserve that for the next couple of lines where the book is actually using them. So we're starting off with a chord tone. F sharp on a D chord, that's the 3 note, to an A, the 5 of the D chord. A, G, F sharp. That A is a dotted quarter note. We've been seeing that in our syncopation exercises. It's a beat and a half, so it gets 3 of the 8s, 1 and 2, leaving an and for this G, that 8th note. So that's a half a beat there. We get a beat and a half a beat, and then that last F sharp is 2 beats. So A, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. A, 1 and 2, G, F sharp, 4. Next bar, we're still on D, so we're starting on that chord tone, the 3 of the D chord again. F sharp, E, F sharp, a lower neighbor tone, up to the A note, and down to an F sharp note. That's a 6 on an A chord. That plays a second time for another verse. Here it is again. And now the chorus. We get an A, then eighth notes on beats 3 and 4. 1, 2, B, A, G, F sharp. We go up a half step or a scale step from F sharp to G, so we get a nice resolution. Da, 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 back up. But this note is a note lower, a scale step lower than the A. So we're sequencing, we're going lower now. It's almost like a planing effect. G, A, G, F sharp, E, up again to the F sharp, which is higher than this note, but lower than the previous bar. So we're lowering our idea one more time. And one more time with a new ending. So those are A's. The E is a dotted quarter note, a beat and a half. 1 and 2 and is the open A. 2 more A's on 3 and. B, C sharp. Don't forget it's sharp in the key of D. Quarter note run up, just a scale. D, E, F sharp, G, resolving down to the F sharp. E, repeat, not to the beginning, but to this repeat sign. A, B, G, A, F sharp, G, E, A, B, C sharp. Not ending 1, we did it already. We skip ending 1 to do ending 2. As I was starting to say, you've seen this before, endings 1 and 2 in other songs we did long ago, but this is the introduction in the Hal Leonard book. This scale run we had is repeated here at the end. F sharp, E, that's a beat and a half, a dotted quarter, 3 and 4, and 1. This ending 2 again, quarter notes. 3 and 4 and 1. Melodically, here's the entire song. You can play along if you want. 1, 2, 3, 4. F sharp, dotted quarter, F sharp, dotted quarter. Next line in your book, or I'm repeating on my sheet. Next section. Sequencing down the scale. F sharp, E and A's. Ending 1. Hitting the repeat sign. The A's. Ending 2. Slight retardando to put an ending on that. And your chords. So here's the first line, D, 3, 4. A to D. Repeating or on the next line. D to B7. Merry Christmas. See you guys later.